Hello doll fans and welcome back to Beauty Inside a Box. First of all, I just want to say I didn't make a video last week because I wasn't feeling very well, and you may be able to hear it in my voice, but I'm still not feeling 100%, but I'm still very excited to make this video. Today I thought it would be interesting if I showed you some of the rarest dolls in my doll collection. Now, some of these dolls you may not think to be particularly rare because it really depends on where you live. I know, for example, that some of the dolls that I really want, that are really rare in the UK, which is where I live, aren't so rare in the US. So if you're watching in the US or other parts of the world, you may see some of the dolls on this list and go, Joey, that doll isn't rare. But believe me, these are dolls that I have found to be very rare. I found them really hard to find on eBay, and often when they do pop up on eBay, they're incredibly expensive. Also, dolls being rare kind of fluctuates a lot. But anyway, these are the dolls in my collection that I consider to be incredibly rare. Please don't forget to let me know what you think of these dolls in the comments. And anyway, these are my rarest dolls. Okay, now I thought we'd start off with Barbie. I have managed to collect every single Barbie movie doll. I made a whole video about it. I'll put a link in the description and somewhere on the screen. But the doll that I found the hardest to find, and keep in mind that I buy all my dolls in box, was this one. This is Barbie from MERMAID, I think. Barbie from MERMAID. This doll I found incredibly hard to find. I'm not surprised, she is a beautiful doll. I think I ended up buying her for like around £50. I don't normally spend more than about £50 on a doll. It's kind of like a little rule I have. And she was in her box, but the box was mashed up. The box was a complete disgrace, but I wanted to feel like she was my doll. So I bought her in the box, and even though the box was a mess, I love her anyway. I take all my dolls out of the boxes anyway, so it doesn't really matter. She's stunning. I really like her. She's got, her hair isn't incredibly soft, but it's nicely styled. She has rooted eyelashes. Unfortunately, her top is just painted on, but I really love the designs. And then if you take off her tail, she becomes a fairy. And these wings are stunning, like they're so huge. The funny thing about Barbie dolls is that the Playline dolls, I find, often end up being some of the rarest. I think because the collector dolls, people will buy them and keep them in box because they want them to increase in price, whereas Playline dolls often aren't kept in the box. So that makes them harder to find in box, harder to find in a good condition, and therefore that makes them more rare. Okay, the next Barbie on my list is bling! The very first holiday Barbie from 1988. She is stunning, she's so festive, I absolutely love her. She is such a major piece of Barbie history. Now, I had about 10 holiday Barbies, and then one Christmas I managed to find the original holiday Barbie on eBay in the box for about £30. So I was like, right, I gotta buy her. And then when I bought her, it started this obsession with buying all of the holiday Barbies. I had to have them all. So I bought them all. It took me about a year of like constantly scouring eBay to find them. And I found them all. All of them I bought in box. I never paid more than about £50 for a doll. I was just really relentless going through eBay. But this one I do think is the rarest. Also, the one from 2009 is quite rare. I found her quite difficult to find. But this one I found incredibly rare. And it's no surprise because she is such an important part of Barbie history. I love this outfit. The tulle is a bit stiff, but other than that, she's a really great doll. And of course, if you want to watch my holiday Barbie complete collection video, I will put a link on the screen and in the description. Okay, the next Barbies I wanted to talk about are bling! The beautiful, and this is one of my favourite Barbie lines ever, the beautiful jewel hair mermaid Barbies. I love this doll line. Number one, it's very nostalgic to me. I always wanted these dolls as a kid. But also just look at them. Look at them. I didn't include the Caucasian Barbie doll in this list because she's not that hard to find. It's the other like Barbie friends, other alternative versions of the doll, which are often the hardest to find. I have never seen the Midge doll online in the UK. I was very lucky because one of my amazing subscribers sent me the Midge doll in box from the US, which was incredibly kind of them, and I am forever grateful because I love this doll. She is one of my favourite dolls in my collection. And I never would have found her in the UK. I never ever would have found her in the UK. The other ones, I just got lucky. This one, I actually got with a Barbie swimming pool, both of which were in box for only £10. Found her on eBay. I did a really good job there. I don't remember getting this one, but again, I doubt I spent more than like £30 because I try not to spend more than that. But I love these dolls. Aren't they stunning? Look how long their hair is. They still to this day, I think, have some of the longest hair of any Barbie doll in any Barbie line. So amazing. Okay, the next Barbie I thought I'd talk about is Bling! The reproduction of the Peaches and Cream Barbie from this doll came out in I think around 2010. It's a reproduction, it's not the original. The original is even harder to find, but the reproduction is also pretty hard to find. I have loads of reproduction Barbie dolls. I prefer the reproductions to the originals a lot of the time, just because I don't feel like I have to be so careful with them. But this doll is absolutely stunning, and again, a quintessential piece of Barbie history. She came out around the time of the 50th anniversary, with a whole bunch of other Barbie reproduction dolls. I have nearly all of them. Another one which was particularly rare was the Barbie and the Rockers one, which I also have, but I decided I'd only include this one on the list because I found her incredibly hard to find. And again, I think I ended up paying about £50 for her on eBay. Okay, now we're gonna move away from Barbie a little bit. I have loads and loads, basically all of the 90s Disney dolls made by Mattel. I love the 90s Disney dolls, and all of them are quite rare, I won't lie. Like Esmeralda's quite rare, lots of the Ariel dolls are quite rare, but some of the rarest dolls, I think, are Bling! Tarzan and Jane. I found these so difficult to buy. I think I paid about £100 for them, which is some of the most money I've ever paid for a doll. But I had to have them. I love this film, and this doll set is so nostalgic to me. And there has never been a doll made of Tarzan after this, so I thought that was quite cool and unique. And I love seeing Jane in her, like, jungle outfit. Also, just in general, there are not that many Jane dolls in existence. I think there's this one, the one in her yellow dress, and maybe like a Disney on Ice version. Other than that, that's about it. So I love this piece of Disney doll history. Next, I thought I'd talk about some of my really rare BRATZ dolls. I love, love, love the BRATZ. And I used to collect like pretty much exclusively BRATZ for years, and I never really paid more than like £30 for a BRATZ doll in the box. I have loads of BRATZ dolls, loads. I find it hard to tell which dolls in my collection are the most rare. The price of BRATZ has suddenly skyrocketed in recent years, probably because of the recent interest in Y2K fashion, but I thought I'd show you some of the dolls that I thought were the rarest. Bling! This is one of the Welcome to Fabulous BRATZ dolls, and they were kind of themed around Las Vegas. And she has this big, ostentatious fur coat. I love her high pony. The BRATZ always loved a high pony. And she's got little streaks of red in her hair. I love her trousers. I love her big belt. She's just really cool. And I found this doll incredibly hard to find. And now I think she goes for like £300, if not more, on eBay. So I'm very lucky to have her. Okay, I have 3 Flashback Fever dolls, and this whole line I was obsessed with. Obsessed. I love, like, period fashion. And when I say period, I mean, like, recent periods, like the 70s and the 60s and the 80s. Love that. And these dolls are incredibly hard to find now. I don't think I've seen them pop up on eBay for a very long time. So I'm really lucky to have these 3. I'd love to have the rest of the line. I also have the BRATZ Flashback Fever bus, which I found in a charity shop. And it's really cool. It has a working radio, which still works. I love these dolls. Okay, next up is kind of a random one, but bling! My Totally Spies dolls. I find these dolls so hard to find. It took me years to get these 3. I bought this one in a shop in France when I was a kid, and they only had Alex, they didn't have the other 2, or else I would have bought them all. Frustratingly enough, this Clover doll is actually part of a different line, so they don't really look the same, and she's actually slightly shorter than the other 2. I would love to have the doll that like coincides, but that's fine. And I've heard people talk about online how these dolls are like kinda ugly, and I do agree, but I just think they're so unique. And I used to love Totally Spies as a kid, so I had to have them. And they frustratingly hardly ever show up on eBay. And when they do, they're extremely expensive. So I was very lucky to find these 3, and I love them. Okay, next up, I love these dolls so much. Next up, I have Barbie as the Scooby-Doo gang. I love these dolls. I think probably the rarest of the bunch is Daphne. Well, Barbie as Daphne. And what a glorious recreation of this iconic cartoon character. I absolutely love her. I managed to find her in box really randomly on eBay one day, and I snatched her up immediately. Me and my brother have always been obsessed with Scooby-Doo, so when I found out that they made Barbie dolls of the Scooby-Doo gang, I was like, I will one day own those. It is my life's goal to own them, and here we are. I also have Shaggy, who looks a little bit weird. I'm not really sure what's going on there. And Velma. And this Velma actually has a Teen Skipper body mold. But she's really cute. I think this one might be my favourite. She's just really adorable. I obviously don't have Fred, but I'm not too fussed about Fred. Fred's kind of a boring character. But that said, I would love to have the whole collection. And each one of these dolls came with a soft toy Scooby as well, which was quite cool. Also, fun fact about these dolls, when I posted a picture of them a couple years ago, it became one of my most liked pictures on Instagram. So yeah, Scooby-Doo is popular. Okay, next up, another kind of random one, but bling! I have a doll of Odette from the Fox animated film The Swan Princess, which came out in 1994, I believe. And I used to love this film as a kid. On a rewatch, the animation is a bit... It's not amazing, but I still love this film. It's very nostalgic to me. And when I found out that they made dolls of Odette from the film, I was like, I really want to own one. But they are so hard to find, oh my goodness. One day I was lucky enough to find one. I think I paid about £100 for it. I love the little sparkles in her eyes. I love her long blonde hair. I love her little cape. And she has swans printed on her dress. Very cute. And obviously a swan in her crown. Adorable. Okay, now the Disney Store limited edition collector dolls are obviously going to be quite rare and hard to find because they are part of a limited run. There aren't that many of them made. But I didn't include many of those dolls on this list because it's kind of obvious that they're rare, like they're literally made to be rare, that's why they're called limited edition. But I thought I'd include one, and this is the one that I think from my collection is the most hard to find. That is my Disney Store exclusive limited edition Ariel doll. Here she is in her little cabinet. And this was the very first limited edition doll of Ariel the Disney Store ever made. So, you know, she's pretty, like, historic. She's pretty iconic. And I love this doll. Now, when these dolls first came out, they were only like £50. And now the limited edition dolls cost like £110. Disney, calm down. And honestly, I really like this one. Like, she's not too over the top. She's quite subtle. I love her long, super long red hair. I love her makeup. I love the outfit. Like, it's just quite simple and classic, and I love her for that. Okay, doll fans, there we have it. There were some of my dolls which I believe to be some of the rarest dolls in my collection. Let me know what you think in the comments. Also, if you want me to make another video like this, I have more dolls that I could show you that I consider to be really rare. So let me know in the comments if you want me to make a follow-up video. Also, like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel if you're new here, check me out on Instagram and TikTok, and go and check out some more of my videos, and I will see you real soon, doll fans. Bye!